Imagine a thrilling event designed to showcase young, talented drivers in a race that could determine their future in Formula One. Sounds exciting, right? Well, here's the catch: it's not happening. The FIA, the governing body of motorsport, has scrapped the much-anticipated rookie sprint race that was scheduled to follow the 2024 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Initially, the idea had generated immense excitement among fans and garnered support from influential teams. However, with recent controversies swirling around the FIA, it raises a pressing question: is this decision going to further tarnish the credibility of motorsport's most powerful organization? And if so, can President Mohammed bin Sulayem salvage the situation before it spirals out of control? This rookie race wasn't just another idea tossed around, it was one of the most talked about topics in recent F1 circles. Even Max Verstappen, one of the youngest drivers ever to join the sport, had championed the initiative. As someone who began his F1 journey at just 17 years old, Verstappen knows firsthand how crucial it is to get early exposure to competitive racing. The rookie sprint would have offered rising stars a rare chance to experience a real race environment, providing them with invaluable insight into the sport's demands. However, despite the FIA's ongoing efforts to integrate reserve drivers by mandating at least one free practice session for rookies, it simply isn't enough. These practice sessions are mainly focused on data collection, and there's minimal pressure, just a safe drive to avoid crashing the car. That's a world apart from the pressure cooker of actual competition. Drivers like Felipe Drugovich, Liam Lawson, and Robert Schwartzman have already proven that the moment the stakes rise, their approach shifts dramatically. This is precisely why many teams, particularly those with strong driver academies like Red Bull, were excited about the rookie sprint race. They saw it as a unique opportunity to gauge how their upcoming talents would fare under competitive conditions in an F1 car. Red Bull wasn't the only team disappointed by the sudden cancellation. Several teams had been eager to see their promising young drivers in action, particularly names like Ayumu Iwasa and Isaac Ajar, who have been making waves in Red Bull's junior program. Dr. Helmut Marko, always keen on fast-tracking talent to the top, had high hopes for this event, viewing it as the perfect testing ground for these future stars. The FIA's decision, therefore, came as a blow to those teams hoping to evaluate their prospects in a high-pressure scenario. In an official statement, the FIA explained the reasoning behind this decision, citing logistical and organizational challenges. They acknowledged the widespread enthusiasm the idea had generated, but concluded that pulling off the event in 2024 simply wasn't feasible. Instead, discussions are ongoing, and the possibility of holding the rookie race in 2025 is still on the table. While it's not uncommon for new ideas to face delays in the world of F1, the sudden shelving of this event has raised eyebrows among fans and insiders alike. It's essential to remember that Formula One operates in a constantly shifting environment, with rules and plans often changing on short notice. That's precisely why regular meetings between team principals, the FIA, and young drivers play such a pivotal role in steering the sport in the right direction. During the most recent F1 Commission meeting, several other key topics were on the agenda alongside the rookie sprint race. One of the major items discussed involved the updated regulations for 2026, a subject that has sparked considerable debate across the paddock. The 2026 regulations are poised to reshape the landscape of Formula One, and the latest F1 Commission meeting focused heavily on refining these rules. The goal was to simplify certain aspects of the sporting regulations while making adjustments to the technical framework, with particular emphasis on aerodynamic performance and car safety. These changes are vital since the new regulations bring many uncertainties, and teams have been lobbying for more preparation time to adapt to the upcoming modifications. Fortunately, the FIA has agreed to extend testing sessions, giving teams ample opportunity to familiarize themselves with the revised setups. According to the FIA's latest statement, the 2026 preseason will feature three-day testing periods, amounting to 9 days of track time. This extended testing phase is expected to be crucial, especially considering the sweeping changes to chassis design and the further integration of electrification into power units. Every team will want to make the most of these sessions, as they represent a rare chance to fine-tune their cars before the season kicks off. These updates come as part of broader adjustments to the technical, sporting, and financial regulations aimed at achieving a fairer competitive balance across the grid. The FIA clarified that these amendments were developed following extensive collaboration with teams and discussions within the Technical Advisory Committee. They aim to strike a balance between enhancing car performance, ensuring safety, and keeping the sport financially sustainable. These updates will be formally presented at the World Motorsport Council meeting on October 17th, where they will be reviewed and finalized. While the adjustments are good news for the future of the sport, it's essential not to overlook the challenges currently at play. One of the pressing concerns that remains unresolved involves the flexibility of the front and rear wings, a topic that has sparked debate within the F1 community. McLaren's innovative mini DRS system has come under scrutiny, yet the FIA has stopped short of declaring it illegal. Interestingly, the system provided a noticeable competitive edge, with Oscar Piastri's car performing exceptionally well at several high downforce tracks, including Baku. Despite this, McLaren's win wasn't overturned, as the FIA cited insufficient evidence to classify the system as a breach of regulations. This gray area highlights the fine line teams walk when innovating within the rulebook. Even on circuits where DRS advantages are less pronounced, such as Zandvoort and Singapore, McLaren managed to secure wins with a considerable time gap, sometimes as much as 20 seconds. This success has motivated other teams, including Ferrari and Red Bull, to explore similar concepts. Both teams are set to introduce their own versions of these flexible aerodynamic components during the Austin Grand Prix. Whether these adjustments will provide the silver bullet needed to consistently challenge McLaren remains to be seen. The ambiguity surrounding these innovations has raised concerns about whether the FIA will address this loophole in the 2025 regulations. As things stand, these systems remain legal for the remainder of the 2024 season, allowing teams to exploit them to their advantage. This situation also serves as a reminder that loopholes have always existed in Formula One, with teams continuously pushing the boundaries of the rules to gain a competitive edge. However, with so much focus on future regulation changes, it's crucial that the FIA doesn't overlook the challenges currently affecting on-track competition. Another issue that continues to plague the sport is overtaking in dirty air, a challenge that has persisted despite recent efforts to narrow the cars and improve close racing. While the modifications have helped drivers stay behind competitors for longer stints without overheating their tires, the difficulty of making clean overtakes in turbulent air remains. The Singapore Grand Prix showcased just how significant this problem can be, with drivers struggling to pass unless they had fresher tires or could brake deeper into the corners. Whether the FIA's 2026 regulations will successfully address this issue is still uncertain, and only time will tell. However, there's no doubt that improving overtaking opportunities is essential for maintaining excitement on the track. As these regulatory changes loom, the FIA finds itself juggling multiple challenges, not just on the technical front but also in public perception. Recent controversies, such as the swearing scandal involving Max Verstappen and the backlash over his controversial community service penalty, have further complicated the FIA's image. These ongoing challenges have put significant pressure on the organization's credibility, with many questioning whether the governing body can regain trust and steer the sport in the right direction. FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem has publicly expressed his frustration, pointing out that the organization rarely receives credit for its efforts, even though they've been instrumental in securing new sponsorships and partnerships for Formula One. According to him, the media, particularly in the UK, has been harsh in its criticism, making it even more difficult to shift the narrative in a positive direction. With all these developments in mind, one lingering question remains: how will the cancellation of the rookie race at Abu Dhabi impact Formula One's trajectory? For many teams and fans, this race represented a vital opportunity to see emerging talents compete in a meaningful environment, offering insights into how they handle the pressures of top-tier racing. Losing this event not only dampens enthusiasm but also raises concerns about whether the sport is missing out on a chance to nurture future stars. At the same time, the focus now shifts to the 2026 regulations and how they will reshape the competitive landscape. While the adjustments aim to strike a balance between sporting fairness, technical progress, and financial sustainability, it's clear that the road ahead is filled with challenges. Teams are already strategizing on how to exploit every advantage possible, and it will be interesting to see how the dynamics evolve once the new rules come into effect. One thing is certain: the FIA will need to tread carefully if it hopes to rebuild trust and ensure smooth implementation of the upcoming regulations. As controversies continue to swirl, the organization finds itself under intense scrutiny from fans, teams, and the media. While President Ben Sulayem is confident that the FIA's efforts will eventually be recognized, changing public perception is no easy task, especially with the British media maintaining a critical stance. In the ever-evolving world of Formula One, change is inevitable, but with it comes both opportunity and risk. The rookie sprint race cancellation may feel like a step back for young talent, but it also highlights the logistical challenges the FIA faces in balancing innovation with practicality. As the 2026 regulations approach, teams, drivers, and fans are all holding their breath, hoping that these changes will enhance the sport while maintaining the competitive spirit that has defined it for decades. For the FIA, the road ahead isn't just about fine-tuning technical rules, it's about restoring credibility and proving that their decisions are in the best interest of the sport. The controversies of the past few months have cast a shadow, but the future remains unwritten. Whether the governing body can rise to the challenge, implement meaningful change, and rebuild trust will ultimately shape the next era of Formula One. The cancellation of the Abu Dhabi rookie race is just one chapter in this complex story. But as with everything in F1, there's always more action, more drama, and more decisions just around the corner. Will the FIA make the right calls to ensure a fair and exciting future for the sport? And how will the teams navigate the challenges posed by the new regulations? These are the questions that will keep the motorsport world buzzing in the coming months. What do you think about the FIA's recent decisions? Are they leading F1 in the right direction, or are there more bumps on the road ahead? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, don't miss the next video, just click the link on your screen and keep the conversation going.